Picture this: 16th century Japan, a land fractured by endless civil war. Samurai clans clash for power, honor, and territory. It's an era known as the Sengoku Period, the age of warring states. And into this chaos steps a figure so audacious, so revolutionary, he would be called both a visionary and a demon king, Oda Nobunaga. Who was this man who dared to defy centuries of tradition? Born into the minor Oda clan, Nobunaga wasn't destined for greatness. But he had something others lacked: a radical vision and a ruthless ambition to match. His motto was Tenka Fubu, which translates to rule the realm by force. And he meant it. From his early days, Nobunaga was known as the Fool of Owari. He dressed bizarrely, ignored proper etiquette, and socialized with commoners. The established lords saw a clown, but they were fatally mistaken. This fool was a master of deception and psychological warfare, and one of his most legendary victories, the Battle of Okahizama. He faced an army of over 25,000 with just 3,000 of his own men. Everyone expected him to defend his castle and die honorably. Instead, Nobunaga launched a surprise attack during a thunderstorm, charging directly into the enemy's camp and taking the head of their leader. It was a shocking, impossible victory that announced his arrival on the grand stage, but what truly set Nobunaga apart was his embrace of the new. While other samurai clung to the sword and bow, Nobunaga saw the future and a new weapon arriving from the west: the firearm. He was one of the first Japanese warlords to equip his soldiers with matchlock arquebusiers on a massive scale. At the Battle of Nagashino, he faced the legendary Takeda cavalry, considered the most powerful in Japan. Instead of meeting them in a traditional charge, Nobunaga built wooden barricades and arranged his gunmen in rotating lines. As one line fired, the next would reload. This continuous volley of fire completely annihilated the charging Takeda cavalry, a tactic that would forever change Japanese warfare. He didn't just win battles. He rewrote the rules of war. Nobunaga's methods were brutal. He showed no mercy to those who stood in his way. He famously burned down the sacred monastery of Mount Hiei, slaughtering thousands of monks, women, and children who had opposed him. This act earned him the title of Demon King, yet he was also a patron of the arts and a brilliant administrator. He abolished old toll barriers to stimulate the economy, implemented land surveys, and promoted trade. He wasn't just conquering, he was building a new, unified Japan from the ashes of the old. His vision was to create a single nation under his absolute authority, breaking the power of feudal lords and religious institutions alike. For nearly 3 decades, Nobunaga blazed a path of fire and innovation across Japan. He had unified nearly half the country and was on the brink of complete control. But his story ends as dramatically as it began. In 1582, at Honno-ji Temple in Kyoto, he was betrayed by one of his own generals, Ieyasu Mitsuhide. Surrounded, with no hope of escape, Oda Nobunaga set the temple on fire and committed seppuku, disappearing into the flames. The Demon King was gone, but his legacy was indestructible. His actions had shattered the old feudal system and laid the foundation for a unified Japan. The two men who would complete his work, Toyotomi Hideyoshi and Tokugawa Ieyasu, were both his former retainers. Oda Nobunaga may have been a madman, a tyrant, a demon, but he was also the tactical genius who dragged Japan, kicking and screaming, into a new era. What do you think? Was he a hero or a villain? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this dive into history, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. See you next time.